This video, we are going to make a snowman wreath reaching for the stars using all Dollar Tree supplies, a few items from Dollar General. This is what you're going to need. We're going to use the Candycane wreath form. We're going to use one of the little mini Christmas trees, a package of snowballs from Dollar General. This is if you want to have an indoor snowball fight. Wire garland ties, some burlap, along with a metal star ornament. Okay guys, the first thing I'm doing is I'm just putting some burlap around my Candycane wreath form to camouflage and to create an outdoors appearance. Glue that directly onto this metal and just kind of wrap it around the back side. It will also help to anchor our snowman into place. We have our candy cane covered. I've covered mine completely with burlap and just left it normal in the back. Next thing we're going to do, guys, is get out our tree. You will not need these holders, and we're going to take this piece off, and it literally just comes off. You're going to have to be really careful and make sure that you have your needle nose pliers, because we'll be pressing this down flat. In the time being, what you want to do is spread out your limbs. And another thing is right here in the center, you're going to bend that. And it will almost sound like it breaks when you bend it. So what we're going to do is spread our limbs out, coming outward to fill in that space, versus it being spread out like regularly when we're doing our tree. Hey guys, Elizabeth here on the Dandysoap DIY channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have made you Frosty reaching for the stars in full life form. You so loved the painting I did last year on stretch canvas with the lidded back that this video is dedicated to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for loving Frosty reaching for the stars. So much that this year I decided to put him in true life form on the Candycane wreath form we got from Dollar Tree. Now, if you're interested in painting your Frosty reaching for the stars on stretch canvas with a lit back, I'm going to put it up here in the iCard, a link. But if you'll stick around, let's make this wreath together, and then you can come back, click on the drop box down below this video, and there will be a link there that says Frosty reaching for the stars, stretch canvas painting. Click on it and go check out that video. So, see you in the craft room. Now, once you've finessed your tree and fluffed it up and gotten everything situated and the top bent down, you're going to have the long limb. That's where our star is going to be. And your tree should be fitting perfect in that round and looking like it's being bent over so that our snowman will be reaching for the stars. Now, this is what's concerning me, is this canal. And in videos past, I've shown y'all to take your needle nose pliers and you're going to flatten this. And I mean literally just press it down and go all the way to the end. Please be careful when you do this, because that metal is sharp. And this will lay flat. Now we can tie our tree down. But before we do, you have a couple of options. You can use the garland, or you can use the wired garland ties to just kind of cover up that part, because whenever we put our snowman on here, part of that is going to be covered. But to just kind of make it blend in a little bit, you can use this garland to wrap and give it some greenery, and then the snowman is going to fit down here along with the hat. And then you can tie this part on. You can use chenille stems, wire, some of these green ties, whichever you please. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take literally one of those ties and I'm going to cut it the length so that I can literally just glue it on to cover that up, because the snowman's hat and everything is going to fall right in this area. And because these greeneries flow upward, it's going to look better if I cut this and then place them on there and just kind of tie it in and just, you know, kind of make it look like a branch. Because like I said, his hat is going to cover this area up. So not really concerned. I'm just going to glue those down once I tie my tree down. I'm going to take a second tie and I'm going to cut it directly in half, because I will need two just to kind of go across my tree to brace it, and that should take care of it. And I'm just going to strategically place it in between, because I do not want to shift my branches from where they are if I can help it. And since I've got this in place to show you guys, I'm going to try to do this without moving my tree. So that worked out pretty good. And then this second one will be hidden up here, because it's going to be fitting going around that round. And I just want to make sure that I get it across the pipe that creates this tree. And I'm literally just going across it and bending it underneath. Now, that's taking care of that situation. So the tree's not going anywhere. He's secure and in his place. That's where he's going to stay. And then these, like I said, I'm going to basically glue those across that pipe just to hide it. Now I'm just staging. So I've got my snowman here, and this hat ornament I got from Dollar Tree. This will go here. And as you can see, it covers up that greenery there, and it just kind of just blends right in. So you can take and make his top hat with a ribbon spool. So I know that that's about where I need that, so that it sits more on top of his head. Now the star I got from Dollar Tree as well, and I will be cutting the spring off of the bottom of it. So that's going to go there. I have two brown pipe cleaners that I am going to make his arms out of. So one of these will be folded in half, just like that. Oh, 3 or 4 inches long. So we need 2 pieces that long. So we got, these will be his arms. Take the one piece and basically just like from school, and you can just twist that little pipe cleaner around there. That's going to make his hand. Okay, I cut that back part off of the hat, and that will go there on top of Frosty's head. Now we're ready to glue our snowman into place, and I would use styrofoam balls if I did not have these softies, little fluff balls, or you can make pom-poms. That would work too. And I'm just going to put that into place, and I may put glue on here and the back side. If you should get these snowballs, guys, make sure that you kind of coddle them in your hand and fluff them up just like you were making a real live snowball, and that will make them more round and give them shape, because when they're sitting in the bag they're kind of mashed, and then see, they'll just kind of round up for you. So we got that glued in place. Now we can glue our star into place. Okay, I grabbed my pom-poms, and you can get these at Dollar Tree as well. These are the smaller ones. They're not tiny, but they're smaller. So I'm going to give him some buttons and for his eyes. And then I've got an orange chenille stem left over from Halloween. So I'm actually going to bend that there and make it into his carrot nose, because it'll be pointy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue everything into place. And these snowballs too, guys, if you press down in them, things will sink in there. So even though these are pom-poms and they're much big, I can actually press them down in that snowball, and they do real good. Remember? Now once I glued everything into place with the exception of his outer arm, I began making his scarf, and I made a little wide and then folded it, and I cut little slits at the bottom half and roughed it up, and then I made the other one a little bit shorter so it looks like the wind's catching it. Okay, now using those little pieces left over from the other DIY, we can now put this little snowflake charm on here for Frosty's scarf clip. Now to make his smile, I have this little bit of satin ribbon left over from the last project. It's a little bit too wide and I really need the more narrow ribbon, but I only need a small piece of this to make his smile. It's going to take a little bit of patience and finesse to get that little bit of a smile on there, but it looks so much better than trying to put dots or anything else. Go ahead and attach his arm and then bend it so you can make it look like, well, Frosty's got a joint in his elbow. Okay guys, we got Frosty chin for the star. Here comes Frosty, reaching for the stars, and so handsome in his buffalo check top hat. I did go back and I took the flocking spray and sprayed the tree. Make sure you go outside to spray the flock onto your Christmas tree to give it that snow and give it a more realistic feel as well. He's reaching tall and high. And this truly is a video dedicated to each and every one of you who loved Frosty reaching for the stars. And you guys keep reaching for the stars. Don't give up on your hopes and dreams. Make this wreath as a reminder that Christmas is a time of miracles coming true, and absolutely, dreams do too. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you enjoyed making this wreath, I really appreciate it. Helps me and you too to know that you liked it, and they'll send it out to more to see. If you're new to my channel, read the comments and suggestion boxes down below. I know that you can't get your time back, and I greatly appreciate it. And everyone who subscribes to my channel are part of my DIY team. Well, Merry Christmas, and here comes Frosty. And you guys already know, until the next DIY, well, I'll be crafting y'all. Bye, guys.